We have today's winners, the Lyon County Lions. And with that, number 11, Travis Perry, with his 23 points today. The Lyon County Junior Guard now has 4,340 career points scored. That ranks the most career points scored in high school basketball for a KHSAA member school. Wayland Kelly Coleman scored 43-37 for Wayland High School from 1953 to 1956. Congratulations on this accomplishment. And who we have now are the winners, the Lyon County Lions, head coach Ryan Perry, student athletes Brady Shoulders, Travis Perry, and Braden Nelson. Coach, comments, please.
Yeah, I thought that was the kind of game that we were kind of expecting it to be. It was a really physical game. That Newport team is just a really, really good team. I hadn't really seen them play until I started watching film on them. And there's a reason they got out of the region, because they're really good. They're really athletic. They're really good on the defensive end. I think it's probably the best defensive team that we have played yet this year. Well coached. It's just they're a really, really good team. And so I was expecting it to be a lot like that for the first 3.5 quarters, and it was a dogfight. We had a lot of trouble keeping those guys off the boards. So athletic, and they're in the right spots. The stuff they run ends up with their bigs and their wings in spots where they can tap balls around at the rim and stuff like that. And it caused us some problems. We had some problems, especially in the first half, keeping them off the offensive glass. And that was a little bit of an issue that we tried to rectify at halftime. But these guys, we've got a team of good ball players, but they play for each other, and they play for their coaches, and they play for the fans that drove up here, and they play for all the right reasons, and it ends up making a good group of guys. It's a good team, and it's hard to beat them because they just band together. I thought Jack Reddick was huge today. He played great, and he was a big difference in the game. I think Jack really showed what he can do on the big stage, and that was big. But everybody that was in there for us, made a lot of plays down the stretch and made plays when we had to have them, and all that kind of stuff. So I couldn't be any more proud of our team. Hats off to Newport. That's a great basketball team that we were able to beat, but I couldn't be any more proud of my guys.
Show your hands if you want a question. Go ahead.
Hey, Travis, you've gone forever not wanting to talk about the scoring record. I guess you're going to have to break down now and tell us just a little bit about what it does feel like that you finally got it. And did you know you were getting ready to break us? I mean, it seemed like everybody else on your team did before you even shot the free throw. Did you know?
Yeah, a little bit. I kind of could tell whenever I went to the free throw line, and I looked around for a minute, and like everybody was standing up. That was kind of one of those things, like, man, don't miss that free throw. But yeah, it's something obviously very neat. But he didn't have a 3-point line. It's never been about the scoring record. It's been about going out and playing basketball, and scoring points is fun, but winning games is a lot more fun. So that's the thing I'm most proud of today. Proud of the way that we fought. Proud of the way that we stepped up on the big stage, and just came out with a win, honestly.
Ryan, there'd been a lot of talk coming in about the tempo, you guys liking to run, them wanting to slow you down. Talk about how you thought you guys adapted and how you almost really played their tempo and still beat them.
We did. That's what I told the guys in the locker room. We kind of, I watched enough film that we kind of threw the towel in yesterday morning at practice at 9 o'clock and decided that we were going to not force the issue. I felt like with their athleticism, if we really got up and forced a tempo that was going to generate 70 shots like we like to try to take in a game, that, if they get to feeling good in the flow of the game, that, they were so athletic, and if they make shots, that the thing could have run away a little bit. So we decided at the last minute to kind of change the game plan around a little bit and play their style and bank on us being able to make more plays down the stretch. I thought if we played the 50 to 60 point game, that it would come down to one of the last 2 possessions, and we liked our chances of being able to, since we had the experience and had been here, of maybe being able to close the game if it was a really close game down the stretch. But we got lucky, and I think we made some big plays and shots in the middle to the end of the third quarter and stretched it out a little bit. But yeah, something had to give. We like to score 80 to 85 points a game, and they like to give up 50 to 55 points a game. So something was going to have to give somewhere. And I think we kind of made the adjustment yesterday and decided to kind of go their route and just see if we could beat them at that game. But
Ryan, did you have any sort of vision in your mind of how you wanted to break the record on a 3-pointer or anything like that? And,
No, not really. Honestly, it wasn't the first thing on my mind. We were in a close game there for most of the game, and then kind of stretched it out there a little bit. Had a couple opportunities at a 3 to do it there a couple times, missed them, and those would have kind of busted the game open there. But no, it was just fine how it happened. It's something that will only happen once for me, once in however many years it's been. So it's just something that I'm very thankful for. Very thankful to have teammates that have always been with me, been by my side, and just we play for each other, and that's what leads to success.
Right here.
Brady and Bradin, in the past week, you had to go through Christian County and Hopkinsville to get here. Similar styles, similar athletes. How did that prepare both of you guys for your game today?
First, definitely getting rebounds, and on the defensive end, just athletes taking it off the dribble, which they had some shooters more than Christian County and Hopstown did. But I mean, rebounding the ball, the physicality level, that was the big thing that prepared us for that game.
Teams know we're gonna push the ball, so we just gotta go into it knowing that they're gonna try to slow us down, but we just gotta keep playing our own game and just keep pushing the ball like normal.
Right here in the middle.
For coach or any of the players, you had a 40 to 26 rebounding edge. You forced Newport to shoot 32% from the field. You're sitting back in that 2-3 zone the entire game. I mean, how effective do you think that defense was?
The defense proved to be good. Our plan coming into the game and all the way through the whole first half and the majority of the second half is we were man-to-man on all makes, and we were 2-3 zone on all misses. And that's how we played the whole first half and the majority of the second half too. And I thought our defense was good. Like, we were afraid that they were going to send the bigs to the middle, so our wings couldn't flatten out on that zone, and they didn't get the ball there as much. Our top guys on the zone did a good job of locking down the middle of the court, and so it took that away. They tried a few times, but if they would have got the ball to the middle and been able to dump to the block or short corner to some of their bigs, we would have some issues. But I felt like it kind of kept them off balance a little bit. Like, I think I don't know if they picked up on we were playing man on all makes and zone on all misses or not, but our plan was to try to keep them off track and keep those guys guessing every other possession down the court what defense we were in, just to keep them out of rhythm and all that kind of stuff. So that was our game plan, but I was pretty happy about it. The first half, you mentioned the rebounding. I'm surprised I haven't saw the final stat sheet, but 40 to 26 us on the boards. We made most of that up on the second half, I'm sure, because the first half they had 6 offensive rebounds and 3 or 4 of those were pretty costly. But yeah, you guys got anything about that?
Pretty much the same thing, keeping them off balance, switching up defenses, and really just playing hard. Playing hard is the name of the game on defense. We played hard. We fought till the end. Had Brady, one player I remember diving on the floor down there, 5 guys down there. We got a steal, got out, had a 3-on-1. So just plays like that are differences, and those are big defensive plays that can kind of drive a team.
In the middle.
All right, how you doing? Chris Jones from Beyond the Game, 93.9 FM. Congratulations on the win, guys. Congratulations on breaking the scoring record. I wanted to ask you, a lot of the scouting reports on you are, you being a flat-out scorer. I noticed today you played a nice, well-round game, looking for your teammates a lot. Is that the way you approach the game, more so looking for your shot or looking for making the right play with your teammates?
I really approach it looking for the team to score. It doesn't matter if I put in the basket, Brady, Braden, anybody. 1 through 15 puts in the basket. It's points for us on the board. So today, obviously they were going over some stuff, trapping some screens that I was in, not really letting us get into our actions. So those are times when you've just got to ball fake and drive and try and get somebody open, and that worked today. And I'm fine with however many points we score as a team. Whoever scores them, that's perfectly fine by me and anybody on this team. So really just approaching it as going in there and putting up more points than the other team.
Let me add on that too. Like, Newport did a great job of trying to take him out of the game. They knew our sets, and luckily we have sets where when they're running 2 guys over the top of elevator screens or, off ball screens, that guys are slipping to the basket. And, these guys are the recipients of a lot of those wide open plays because the team's overplaying and taking him out of the game. I mean, no player is good enough that they can't be taken, completely limited in the game. If you want to limit somebody in the game, you can limit somebody in the game. And those guys had a good game plan for running those athletic guys over the top of screens and the situations that they put him in. And they made it hard on him today, but some of these other guys got some wide open looks and took advantage of them. And, those guys do a good job of capitalizing in those situations.
We're gonna do 4 final questions. I got 2 here in the front and 2 in the back. They've had their hands up. In the middle.
For the players, Newport came in here shooting like 51% with most of their baskets in the paint. How much of a adjustment was switching the defenses off and on like you were doing with the zone and the man-to-man?
It was definitely different. We had to always remember if they miss, getting the 2-3, and if they make it, we're getting the man. Always find your guy running down the court in transition, figuring out where you needed to be at in the 2-3 or in the man. It was definitely different, but we made a good adjustment. We played well with it.
For the players, I mean, y'all have been carrying this streak for Travis as well. How relieved are you we can stop talking about Travis? And how much pride do you take in playing with him?
It's really a joy playing with him in practice every day. Like, the scoring record is obviously a big thing, but he never talks about it or nothing. He's just coming out here to play basketball for the team, and a win is a win, like he said.
That's right.
Back here.
For Travis, kind of the same point. Is there a sense of relief that the record's finally broken and we don't have to constantly ask you about that and the process to get there? And also, Coach, was it like seeing your son break that record?
Maybe a little bit, just kind of, I don't know. It's something that's been really fun, something I've been very thankful for, very humbled by. Not everybody has that opportunity. Not everybody gets to be put in the positions that I've been put in, my teammates have been put in. But really still, it's still the same message I've been saying from the beginning. It's about winning. The more games you win, the farther you get to play, the more points I get to score, more points Brady gets to score, Bradin, Jack, everybody gets to score more points, the farther you go. So it's just about winning the games and going out there and playing for each other.
Oh, and I'll address yours. It's super special. It would have been special if it was any player on our team. I've coached these guys for so long, like Jack and Brady, especially. I've coached them since the 2nd grade. So any one of your players that that gets to a situation like that, it's a big deal because you put in so much time and effort and everything with your players, and so it's a really big deal. It's humbling, but then for it to be Travis and your own son, it's really special. And the way he's handled it, and it's not a front that he puts on. That's just how he is. I mean, he's, I've told a lot of you guys that have asked, and I've heard him tell a lot of people that he said, in interviews he'll say, if I score 2 or 22 or 52, it doesn't matter. I just have to make sure that we score one more point than the other team because I got to ride home with my dad. And he's rode home from a lot of places and a lot of long trips with me complaining about the way a championship game ended or something like that. So he really wants to just get one more point than the other team so he doesn't have to listen to me. But, I'm very, very happy with how he's handled it and went about it. And, I think that I'm really proud of him.
Question in the back there.
Coach, young players don't understand the legendary names of the past yet, but to have Travis with King Kelly Coleman in the same sentence, what's that mean to you and to that community, you think?
It's amazing. We've had some correspondence with the people at Wayland in the last month, 6 weeks, 8 weeks. We've had people show up at our school in Lyon County from there, and people that knew King Kelly Coleman. And, we've educated ourselves on him just because of all the talk and stuff about it. And, I heard Travis tell somebody the other day that, I'm not, if I get it and if I'm able to do it, I'm not replacing the guy. I'm just joining him. There's only 2 guys that have been over that 4,000 point mark. So, he said King Kelly Coleman, he just said a minute ago, he played at a different time in basketball than we did. He's a legend, and anybody you talk to, any documentary you watch, King Kelly Coleman was a legend in basketball, in high school basketball. And, for Travis to be in the same sentence mentioned with him is just humbling in itself. Doesn't matter who scored. I mean, just to be in that conversation with him is enough. And, it's something that we'll all hold. He'll hold especially, but we'll all hold, forever. It's a big deal.
Coach Brady, congratulations to you and the Lyon County Lions. Good luck the rest of the way.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Exit to the right, just watch your steps.
The gathering.
We have the Newport Wildcats head coach Rodney Snapp, student athletes James Turner, Marquez Miller, and Taylen Kinney. Coach, comments, please.
Well, it's you know, the kids, they stuck to the game plan. You know, we knew it was going to be tough. We knew it was a tough challenge. I think they've had 16 wins in a row, and we were at 12. We knew they were physical, strong. They play smart. We knew what Perry could do, Shoulders and Reddick. We felt like if we had to get out and trap a little bit, a couple of their guys executed. You know, they're a good team. They're a good ball club. I was real pleased with our guys' fight and what they've done. And of course, a lot of people had us count out and not even get here in the first place. So it's definitely not fun getting beat. You know, we've got a lot of wins that have a lot of success, have a lot of fun, and then the balloon explodes. That's just how it feels. It's not, but it could be worse. We could have lost in the 9th region finals. So very, very proud of our team for sure.
Coach, just wondering, right over here, what's kind of like as you're sitting there, the basketball coach and you know that what Travis Perry just did, breaking King Kelly Coleman's record. I mean, I know it's tough in a loss, but just kind of what thoughts go through your mind?
The thoughts that go through my mind is Indiana, Damon Bailey. Because I was there around when he played and that happened. It's kind of what it reminded me. It's pretty neat. I mean, it's pretty surreal. It's pretty cool looking around, seeing everything. Nice kid, very respectful kid. Really good player. I mean, he's an elite shooter. Kind of reminds me of going back to Indiana stuff, like a Steve Alford that played at Newcastle, played IU. I mean, that's what he kind of reminded me of. He's really good. Of course, we didn't talk about it much. If it happened, it happened. If it didn't, it didn't. We were focused on what we do and how we approach the game, what we need to do. I'm a fan. I mean, just because he's just such a good kid. He's just and he loves the game. He loves what we love. So, I don't think the kids are, really realize what they were involved in there. So, I mean, it's gonna be a hard record to catch.
Right here.
Coach, about 3 minutes left in the first half. You could see them visibly frustrated with the way you guys were controlling things with tempo. Where did it maybe slip away from there going into half, end up being down 6?
I just feel like they made it tough for us they were making us uncomfortable. They were physical. So we were just trying to run trying to slow it down a little bit. We want to get the best shot. We were trying to get in the paint, trying to get in the lane. I mean, they just made us a little uncomfortable. Of course, I'm not sure if many people know of our youth, how young we are within one senior, but of course we always try to look our go-tos to try to get Miller the ball inside or let him, kind of roam and catch and get his mid-range going. I mean, they did a good job. They made us, get us out of our scheme a little bit. And we just took a couple of shots that we usually don't take. So, and then, they execute. They executed well when we did that. Then we kind of get out of sync when things like that happen.
Right here.
The coach was saying that they were alternated defenses. If you made the basket, was that frustrating for your players?
I mean, it was at first. Because we're always, as coaching staff, we're always yelling, but we had two different things. We have talked about, and that started with our first round region game against Beechwood, was got to be ready for any type of change of defense. If anything we see, if it's a box of 1, triangle 2, they went zone. We did talk about it. We're going to run this if they go man, and if they go zone, we're going to do this. I mean, it was good. They were making us think and making the coaches coach. So it was a good game plan for sure. Got to execute on that.
Taylen, I think you guarded Perry for much of the night, if not all the night. Just kind of curious about your impressions after guarding him for 32 minutes tonight and what your game plan was against him.
Not let him shoot, pressuring, make him take me off the dribble. He's real crafty, and they ran a lot of stuff for him. So it's kind of hard for us. We weren't talking that much, but yeah, it was.
Marquez, you played 4 years at Newport. You get a winning season in your senior season. Think about how far you've come. How does it compare to the goals that you had at the start of the year?
The goal at the beginning of the year was everybody thought that we weren't going to win a lot of games or even be here. So now that we here, I was great that we made it and hope they do it again.
James, tell me about this experience as a freshman, young gun Tay right there with you. How much do you think this will fuel your fire and get you guys motivated going into next season with such a young team still?
As a freshman, I think this feels great. Us losing puts more momentum behind us for next year, make us work hard over the summer. So come back next year, prepared.
There were so many shots that went in and out for you guys. It was amazing. Do you owe that to their defense or just a bad day at the ranch or what?
I think that them, with their experience being here last year, they've had 2 games. I feel like that they kind of pushed us out a little bit out of our comfort zone, our shot. So we're a little bit further than what we're used to doing. They were good looks, good looks, just went in and out. We always talk about anticipating a miss, so you got to crash trying to get some most rebounds. But they did a really good job of getting one shot. I was hoping they'd go in.
Final questions. Right here. Be the final question here.
Coach, you've talked all year about how young this team is, and even the coaching staff's pretty young coaching staff. But you've never let it phase you. Of course, winning the region, getting the state. But do you think it finally caught up with you at this level?
Well, I think a little bit of the youth for sure. Starting 2 freshmen. The 2 freshmen here, they do play they play high level AAU, so they're used to playing against the elite players, so they get that experience. But it is a little bit different coming here and playing in this environment, playing in a Rupp Arena, playing in a big stage. And you could tell they were a little out of sync. But again, we after we got rolling and playing, the youth, it's over with. This is what you have to do. This is how we're going to play. This is your position. You're better than this guy at this position. We always talked about every team we played. We talked about Lyon County having their big 3. We felt like that we'd always have 5 guys, and I'll take our 1 through 5 against most. They're just physical. They're strong. They're definitely stronger and more physical than I thought they were.
Coach, congratulations to you and the Newport Wildcats on a great season.
Yep, thanks.
Thank you, gentlemen. Exit to your right, just watch your step. All right.